I'm very proud to be in Payroll. I think Payroll does a fantastic job keeping the nation paid, even through crisis, which we go through quite a lot. Recently, the furlough, all the furlough changes that the Payroll department had to make, I think they change at a drop of a hat. When the government brings in new legislation, they get on top of it. It's a really good profession to be in. Well, I've been in payroll for 34 years, and the most exciting part of my role at the moment, I work more strategically, so I'm head of compensation and reward at the moment. So I actually get to influence the directors in their ways of thinking. I actually get to talk to the employees and understand what they'd like to get out of their pay and what benefits they'd like to see. And it makes me really proud to be able to make a difference, to be able to listen to what's going on and educate my workforce. So being at that strategic level really gives me that opportunity. Everybody says it, but I really went into payroll at 16. I came out of school, and unfortunately even now, school doesn't really educate you on what payroll's about. They don't tell you need a contract of employment, they don't tell you about your payslip, they don't tell you you're paying tax and national insurance, so it's a real shock when students do go into education. I fell into payroll, did a YTS, at the time, and I've been there ever since, 34 years on, and I've just worked up and up. And I think payroll's just not about going in as that, what it was, a wages clerk back in the day. Payrolls really can go in lots of different directions, and over the time I've gone through every single level. I've sold payroll, I've implemented payrolls, I've transitioned payrolls, and now I'm sat at that more strategic approach in educating our board of directors and our employees on what payroll means. I think the best decision I've ever made, really, I started working for Wilkinson's, that used to be Wilco's, that's now Wilco's, Wilkinson's a while ago. And I started there at 16, and I got quite comfortable with the employer, and I was quite frightened to move from that employer. I was there for 16 years. And when I did actually move, I moved into the NHS, which was like a totally different way of working. But it made me feel like I wasn't frightened again to move. I wasn't frightened to take on change, even if that meant a new employer. And really, from moving from my first employer, I've just gone up and up and moved through my career. And I think sometimes you need to move employer in order to do that. So I would say to others who are thinking about pursuing a career in payroll that it's not just about numbers. I think some people are very frightened when you say payroll. It's all about calculations and payslips they don't really understand, and it's really not. That's just part of the role. I think you've got to be super organised. I think it's quite exciting because you're working to deadlines, but one of the biggest things really is speaking to employees. So you get to talk to employees quite a lot, and you get to help people. So there's a lot more to the role than just the word payroll. It's got a lot more things to it, and if you like that side of talking to people, getting to know people and helping people, it's definitely the career to be in. I think there can be many words that you can use, but for me it's really passionate, a passion for what we do. It's opportunities to do different things within the payroll function, and also career, because you really can move your career in so many different directions with the payroll. I think it would be Simply the Best by Tina Turner, because payroll are just amazing people. They just go above and beyond. You know, they don't go home till people get paid. And I've never worked in such an industry where everybody really is engaged and united together to achieve that common goal of paying all the employees.